Hey, what's up, guys? It's a Killer Jin. Basically, I created a guide on how to dramatically increase the performance of RPG Maker MV by updating your NW.js. I created a written guide, but I believe some people needed some additional help. Some people maybe learn a little bit better from videos, and hopefully this will help them. If you want the written guide, it's provided in the link below. And for those who want to still see me do it, from start to finish, this is why I'm here. So here we go. So I have MV running in the background. It's an empty project, and as you can see, you can play the game. You can hit F8. When you hit F8, you can just do this. Hit process, yeah, versions. Hit enter. And here you'll see that by default you have version 29.4 of NW.js. This is why RPG Maker MV games run like crap. And this is what you get by default. So by default, everyone gets version 29.4. And it's really interesting because a lot of people, me too actually, I always wondered, how come some computers can easily run games like, even old games like World of Warcraft, run games like Just Cause 4 or any of the current games, they run them well. But for some reason, simple games on RPG Maker MV run like crap. Like, what's so hard about MV games that make it so hard to run? Well, the answer is the NW.js version is really old and crappy. So the way to fix this is to actually fix the NW.js, get the newest version. So what you need to do is you go to the interwebs and you go to how to download NW.js. Click on this, and here you go, the latest stable build. You want the SDK version. Of course, RPG Maker MV outputs to Windows 64-bit, Linux, and Mac. So if you want to have your game work for all of them, you would have to get all the 64-bit versions. I actually use the 49.2 because the 49.2 version actually works with Steam. All the NW.js versions have to be the same in order for Orange Green Works to work, which allows me Steam functionality. So I actually have to use version 49.2, not very far from 50.2. But if you want to get the newest version, by all means, if you're not worried about the Steam integration into your game, you can just get this 64-bit version right here. I'm just going to basically show the 64-bit version. The others are actually easier than the Windows, so I'm going to just do Windows, and the guide will help you through the rest. So I downloaded it. The downloads are here. And I unpacked it. I did download these. I was gonna show updating those, but there's no real point. I don't want to make this super long. So here we go. You download it, and these are the files you get when you extract it. All right. So the first thing you need to do, probably shut down RPG Maker. It really doesn't matter. Browse local files. Now all you need to do, locate the files and the folders. Well, these are the folders. NW.js, this is the Linux one and the Windows one, and the Mac one is really weird. It's down here, zipped up. You can just leave that alone for now. Again, you're not worried about Mac. You don't have to worry about it at all. Again, if you want to know how to do the Linux and Mac version, you have to look at the guide. But for now, 95% of people will only worry about the Windows. This is how you do it. So Windows, we have the Windows, and we have the WinTest. This is for deployed projects. This is for projects that you obviously are testing in the editor. You need to update both, and they're a little different. So I guess we'll just do regular Windows first. So what you do is you have them both open. You have what you downloaded, and you have your Windows folder. So what I would do is you just save a copy of the package.json file and the www folder. Once you save those, delete everything. And then you just take the other folder, you paste it in. Then you just put your www folder back and your package back. And that's it. Other than that, you just have to name the NW into game. Okay. .exe. And you're done. Oh, whoa, almost done. Almost done. Almost made a major mistake. I don't have the guide in front of me. I'm doing this all memory. Besides just putting your these two back, I'm not used to it still appearing there because I primarily use Mac and that just disappears. You just want to get rid of this Chrome driver file. This Chrome driver file is only for the test version. So this is an extra file. Don't need it. Get rid of it. Now you're done. And now do the other folder. Now what's the difference? Well, delete it all. Then you copy everything here. Paste it in. Rename the NW file. And you're done. So they're both really, really easy. The normal Windows deployed folder is a little bit tougher. And you're done. That's basically it. I upgraded NW.js. So basically you should expect it. I mean, everyone, I guess, will experience a little bit different results, but I'm pretty sure everyone gets, like, I got personally 2 times better performance out of RPG Maker MV. That's huge. So you just hit play and let's check. Let's see if it all works. And just hit play here. Just run the test again. Hit F8. You will see these. These actually don't mean much to most people. You can just ignore them. 99% of people can ignore them. But if you want to debug the engine itself, this will mean a little bit, but not very much. I think this basically means the formatting's a little off, and this will make it a little bit harder to be coding in that environment if you're actually modifying anything. But you don't have to. 99% of developers who are just making their game with regular plugins and everything like that, don't even have to worry about that. So you just hit what is it? Process. Versions. And then hit enter twice. And that's it. You can verify that you now have 50.2. And everything else will work fine. Well, an empty project with nothing, but yeah. So that's it. And when you export, it should work fine as well. Well, I just want to show you deployed version deploys. Plays just as fine. Here you go. Like I said, in my own game, Killer Jin, I use a ton of scripts. I use like, I don't know, 40 on-fly scripts. I think I have Galv, a few custom ones. So I have a huge list, and everything works right out of the box just beautifully. I did get those same warnings, but again, for 99% of people, nothing. So don't worry about it. You can suppress those warnings if you really want to, because some people might be bothered by them. But your game's gonna run so much better, especially on the lower end systems. For me, I didn't do much research into it because on my Mac, the my game Killer Jin ran at 60 frames. I didn't know that it was such a big issue. I thought that maybe when RPG Maker MV updated to 1.62 and 1.63, I thought they may have ironed out these problems. And I thought, oh, okay, so everything's better. I don't have to really worry. But some people were still complaining that my game Killer Jin ran poorly. Like the game would run like 15, 20 frames, and that's obviously very poor. And it would bother me because obviously I want my game to run well. So that's when I looked deeper into it and found out all about this NW.js. It's such a quick, easy. I just did it, and I could have done it even faster if I didn't have to sit there and explain it. But it's really fast, and those computers that were running it poorly suddenly ran it at least twice as good. It went from 20 frames to 40 to 50 to some to 60 frames just by that alone. So that's it. I don't know what else to say, really. Oh, one last thing. Let's say you were trying to do this, and I don't know, it didn't work. On Steam, it's a really easy way to go back to the old version. Let's say it didn't work. And actually, yes, you might find slight differences between the versions. For example, if you pick a different NW.js or whatever, there might be slightly different outcomes. For example, I found out that 33.3 for me had a slight text issue. Text was coming a little bit slower. And I only got to 33.3 because I thought that's the highest version that Orange Greenworks actually worked with for Steam. So I was like, fine, I'll use 33.3, but I was having an issue. Then I had to downgrade to 32.4, and that worked really well. And I saw a performance boost off that little one. But then when I found out that I can actually increase, NW.js to like 50 or 49.2, I went for it. And oh my God, the performance increase was crazy. So I'm really surprised that I really didn't hear too much about this before this point. So when I figured it out, I'm like, hey, this is awesome. Maybe I could help a few RPG Maker devs, especially since a lot of people, out there in the world, likes to talk crap about the engine. So with this, we can make the RPG Maker MV games run at least twice as good. And then I did experiments with MZ as well, and this actually works with MZ. You can upgrade your MZ, and actually MZ is even easier than this because the file system, the folders are much better organized. It's just drag and drop. As you saw with the Windows, I had to take a couple things out, put back in, delete one file, and rename. I believe in RPG Maker MZ, just need to just copy paste. It's done. But at least with this video, you know that this problem exists. You can check out the NW.js yourself, and you can choose to upgrade if you want to. With MZ though, it comes with version 44 point something. So the jump from 44 point something to 50.2 at the moment might not be the massive, upgrade that you think it is, but maybe in a year from now, if MZ doesn't upgrade their NW.js, upgrade it. And another thing you can upgrade, what I do recommend too, is upgrading for MZ at least, MV at least, is the Pixi version. As you can see, oh yeah, I can't do this is a deployed one. 1 second. As you can see in this version, I think the Pixi is 4.5.4. If you want, I do recommend upgrading that, and that's even easier than upgrading this by far. It's only a one file change. I recommend updating that to 4.8.9. All you do is to download Pixi, releases right here, and you can't obviously use 6. Oh, interesting. MZ uses 5, version 5 point whatever. MV only uses 4. So if you scroll down, you might think that the highest version is 4.45. No, that's not it. Just keep going, and then you'll eventually get to proper version that I recommend, which is 4.8.9. Boom, right here. Download it, replace the old one, and here you go. should run so much better. And since and one last thing for Steam users, I know I'm sorry I'm rambling a little bit, but that's what happens. You just turn on the camera and try to make a little guide here. Let's say for some reason it's not working for you. It's really easy to put it back to where it was. Like if you made a mistake, for some reason it doesn't run. There's a few reasons why that might happen. Like obviously if you made a mistake and following steps, but let's say you want to go back. You're like, okay, this is not working out for me. I don't like it. I just want my default stuff back. Very easy, super easy, barely an inconvenience. All you need to do is go to your local files again. Okay, go to your local files, and this folder that we totally tampered with. We only tampered with 2 of them. All you need to do is toss them in the trash. The whole thing. Be sure to toss the whole thing in the trash. So whatever so if you mess with the Windows folder, toss it all out. If you mess with the test folder, toss it all out. Now all you need to do is go back to Steam and just tell Steam. I don't know how long this will take, but just tell Steam. It usually doesn't take very long to verify the integrity of your files. And that's it. You hit validate, and Steam will do its thing, or it'll realize you're obviously missing some files, and it'll replace them for you. You want to actually delete everything. If you don't delete everything, and there's a problem. I ran into this problem. It got me stuck when I was trying to learn this stuff by myself. Steam will not delete any files that it thinks belongs there because it has the same name, and it won't delete anything that wasn't there previously. So if you drop the new file in and you hit validate, that new file will still be there, and sometimes that will break everything. So I actually had that problem. Like it wasn't working, and I was like, why is it not working? And then I checked and I realized there's extra files in there. I'm like, why didn't this process right here with Steam fix it? Well, because Steam doesn't fix it that way. It won't remove files. It doesn't do that. So that's why I say delete it all out. Delete everything out. Hit verify integrity, and that's it. You're done. It'll bring you back the default version NW.js 29.4, and then you're free to try again. I highly recommend this. I believe if you just follow the steps and it's working well for you, it's definitely worth it. Will some plugins break or have some weird effects? Yes, there will be. I got lucky with my 80 scripts that nothing had any problems. I had 0 problems with any of my scripts. But I believe in the forum, some people said there was a full screen issue with one of the plugins, but they said it just, with this quick update, it was fixed. So if you do have issues with your plugins, there probably are some workarounds. And I'm sure if you do have any issues, you can just go into the forum and ask questions. It seems like the community is wonderful, and there'll probably be someone there to help you out. So if you have that full screen problem, there's already an answer for that. So here we go. It basically said that it put back my files, re-verified my files for RPG Maker, and that's it. Now when I launch it, it'll be back to default version 29.4, nice and slow. That's it. Yeah, so if you deploy games, once you do this, all your deploy games are fine, and your editor version is fine. Now then this might pop up. A profile error occurred. This is what I listed as a known issue. Not really an issue, but it is an easy fix to this, and it's related to all games that use this NW.js. It's not just an RPG Maker problem, and it's a real quick and easy fix. You just have to delete 2 files, and it won't say this. The reason why it's saying this is because now this computer is used to the really new version of 50.2, and now we defaulted it back to 29, That's why it's throwing this. This is not really an error. It'll still run just fine. It's just telling you that this is happening. And then basically that's it. I mean, there's not much more to say. And here we are. We're back to version 29.4 and all is well with the world. So basically that's it. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully that will help some people that are, you know, maybe learn better from, you know, visuals than the guide. But I did exactly what I did, what I wrote in the guide. Besides, the guide does show how to update the Linux and Mac version. The Mac version's a little weird. I use it on, I make my game on the Mac, so my version says Mac test, OS X test, so I update that. I don't touch the zip file, but anyways, I'm going into details about the other stuff. Most people probably don't even care about that. But yeah, I hope this helped, and until next time. Bye.